course, Remy and Pap, Black Love, gonna ride.
Chicken Head Remy.
Chicken Head Remy. There's been just so much revealed.
I'm not gonna. It's both of them.
No, it's
no.
It's her. She the one. She the one started this
Pap
shit.
ain't have to say nothing.
What you mean? We was clowning him last year for not saying nothing.
And this whole scenario is all terrible, man.
I get it, but he didn't listen.
No, you can't get it.
Yes, you can.
If you're
because
he has and pick sides. It's just bad altogether.
Of course,
bad all around.
She set the tone on his bullshit,
and he ain't have to match the
what
tone.
You mean?
Exactly what I said.
I shouldn't be hearing about you possibly sleeping with a woman that you were sleeping with. That's supposed to be in y'all family business. Y'all argue about that on Thanksgiving and Christmas, even if it go left. I'm the media. I'm supposed to talk about not this. Y'all are bringing this shit to us. Why y'all bringing this shit to us? Y'all now loving hip hop. This shit is goofy.
Now he's coming across sassy, yo.
You brought up the emotional, how people are getting. Wasn't that one of your topics you put in the chat? How people are now more emotional and stuff like that.
That was me.
Oh, that's what you put in the chat.
Yeah.
That was an emotional response.
I mean, again, but she's out here lying on his name, talking about he's.
She called him Pawn Poose.
Pawn Poose. I mean, mind you, let's go back. He didn't say nothing for a whole year. How this whole shit started when he fell asleep.
Keep not saying nothing.
No, how so? When a woman still keep talking shit. She went when she went in his phone. She went in his phone and found out that he pretty much moved on from her ass. She got messy, got on IG, started saying shit. So he had no choice but to clap back.
He did have a choice.
Yes,
he didn't have to say anything at all. You can let things ride.
No, you can't.
See, and that's the problem.
No, you can't.
That's the problem.
Not when your wife. Let that hang out there. This ain't no girl. No, the hell it ain't. When your wife, first of all, you
just look for confrontation.
No, it's not. The point is
his wife.
No, it's not. His wife started this shit. She's out here look-alike Papoose and shit like that. Yes. You feel what I'm saying? For a whole year, he kept it cool. He kept it cool. He ain't say nothing. So he moved on to somebody else. Okay. She got in his phone, got on IG like she been doing this whole week, running her mouth about him. So how much can you sit here expect to take when somebody's sitting here lying on you when you lost shit over a month? This lost money over her. He had Remember, he had $1 million deal on the table, but he told you what he did on the live the other night. He got an apartment near the prison where she at. He goes sees her faithfully to where he knows the other inmates that she's with, which one of them came to the house that she was with.
So I'm gonna ask you a question. Just because he said it doesn't mean it's true. I'm sure both of them are embellishing.
You're right, but the point is, if you're looking on the net, if you're looking at what's being said on the net, riding with Remy and shit, talking about, I believe her. I'm like, how the you can believe her when this was broke? He held her down. She didn't have. I sat there and posed. I said, name me outside of conceited and shit, which he done sat there and said he written the shit. He even gave you like, listen, if you look up certain line in the rhyme. And backdrop and you sit here and you do the research, it's gonna pull up his shit. So he's giving you the tea on what it is. He wrote for her. She didn't even pay. He held the contract down for everything. I sat here and asked the question before she went in, what hot song she had out. I'll wait.
It was Conceited.
Conceited came after when she got out.
Yeah. That is true.
The only reason why you knew of Remy because she was linked to Terror Squad. And during the 90s.
Was it Lean Back? Was that after she got out?
After she got out.
Lean Back was after? I thought it was before.
Lean Back was after. She went in
some
like
gotta
early.
Be before she went in. She had some music out before she went in.
If you look at when she went in early 2000s. She did like about.
That was 2004.
Thank
Lean
you.
Back.
She was already
She
in.
was locked up in 08.
So the Lean Back came out first.
That's not even her song though. That's Fat
Joe's song.
Nevertheless, that's what had her name popping.
Again, it's not her song. She's
Nevertheless, if it's her song or not, I can name plenty of people whose it's not their song, but they're on it, and that gave her
okay, so
her name.
I'm gonna ask you this: name before conceding on name any of Remy's songs. I'll wait.
There aren't any.
Thank you. Thank you.
But then I could be as easy as, well, name me a Papoose song.
Papoose.
Alphabetical Slaughter.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the Papoose song.
Before we get to discrediting, I'm not saying that Pap ain't help her write.
Pap did.
I'm saying it might have been a partnership when they wrote it, possibly. I'm not going to sit here and be like, Pap wrote the whole thing.
It's not a partnership if she didn't credit him.
She ain't credit him.
Oh, well, then she wrote it.
She ain't wrote shit.
He wrote it for her. He said he wrote 90% of her rhymes. And I
believe it because, like I said, she hasn't dropped shit since then.
I even got the clip.
I like I said, they probably wrote it together.
No,
I don't believe he wrote all her stuff.
Remy is not. Listen, if you a hip hop fan like you claim you are, you know for a fact she ain't write that shit. She ain't had no album before. She had
Pap ain't had an album.
I'm not listening to
it.
But you keep saying that she was hot, and I'm like, no, she wasn't.
She was.
No, she wasn't.
And what was she hot in?
Lean Back. You just said
that's not her song.
But it doesn't need to be your song.
It does.
I tell you how many people are hot, and it's not even.
How can you be hot and you on somebody else's shit?
Let me ask you.
You had a verse.
Stop. Remember Band from TV?
Yeah,
Nori song. Nature wasn't hot.
Nature had an album too, and he had he had an album more than one.
What I'm saying is he wasn't hot off that verse. He wasn't hot off that verse. That's what you're telling me.
Okay, so I'll give you that, but even though you're gonna stretch it, but he got hot ass verses or other shit. He got an album, multiple albums, and one of them is a classic.
Huh?
One of his albums, I like it.
What Nature album is a classic?
It's not a classic. It's a couple of good songs up there.
What Nature album is a classic?
The one he came out in.
And I like Nature, but what album he had was a classic?
For all seasons.
That joint he came out in '98.
For all seasons, it's not a classic.
He got more than 3 songs up there that I like.
That don't make it.
It's a couple of songs.
If you got, all right, I ain't even gonna get into that.
I refuse to believe that Terror Squad was not holding her down.
I just
refuse to believe that.
Okay.
Word to Fat Joe. Word to Big Pun.
Okay, but she hasn't have no album since she been with Terror Squad. None.
But
she just been on Versus. You ain't getting that much money on Versus. And back in the day, how they got money was doing shows outside of record deals.
But nevertheless, they had a partnership. It went sour, and I think they both look bad.
This all sounds silly.
They both look bad.
Pap sounds zesty, he sounds sassy because now you're going back and forth with your wife, man. Like
why sassy?
This is information. Let
her,
mind you.
Thank you. Some stuff doesn't need to come out. Let her be heard. But now you talk. Now he's out here. Now you're going to say you wrote it. Now you want to say you wrote it.
This is where a talk about attack on masculinity. If a woman sitting here, yes, it is because a man sit right here and defend himself, he's zesty or he's
nobody
sweet.
said that.
You just said it.
No, he's not defending himself.
Why
he's airing out their laundry.
When she's sitting here accusing this man doing some wild out shit. Discrediting him like he ain't never did nothing for her.
They're airing out each other's laundry. This is all in-house. That's what I'm trying to get
shit multiple times before he said something.
And
bro, that's what I'm saying. This is the reason why you got a lot of women that's out of pocket because niggas act like they can't scared to put their ass in check. Nigga, if you out of line by being disrespectful, it's only right to get return fire. Not just, I'm gonna just let that shit ride by. Still keep hitting you. How many times you gonna let keep hitting you before you say something?
It's not. That's supposed to be my wife.
She's sitting here. Another lame ass.
If that's what gets her off talking about me, if that's what makes her feel even more womanly, have at it. Have at it.
Man,
I'm about to go back and forth. Like
you can't kill my character.
You are because you can see if you see it online. Taking sides with her when he hasn't said anything.
And if he hasn't said nothing, then what?
And I just sat right here and said this before too. When it comes to doing business out there, like not gonna respect you to a certain degree. If you sit here letting your wife air you out in the public. So when it comes time for you doing business deals, use any little leverage, whether it's true or not, to use against you. Because you didn't say nothing.
If you don't
go
say
back and
nothing,
forth with that,
if Remy just keep going on and on, but there's nobody to argue with, nobody to give you that energy, and you just keep going on and on, then we start looking at Remy like she just mad and bitter.
No, you don't. Because like I said, ain't nobody was looking at her no type of way when she was parading this nigga around last year before he started with Clarissa. Nobody was looking at her sideways. Everybody was looking at him sideways.
The whole battle league was looking at her side. Her own battle league was looking at her sideways.
Held you down in prison for 6 years. It was nice. He cried big. It was.
Yes, they were.
No, they were not
so
looking at her sideways.
So why were they making Remy bars then? If they weren't looking at her sideways, why were they dropping Remy bars if they weren't looking at her sideways?
Nobody wasn't taking side. Nobody was holding her accountable when she was out here cheating on his man at all. Now,
that's all them battle rappers were dropping.
Okay, but that was the battle rappers, the same battle rappers the same battle rappers that she paid. Like, come on, she pays.
Yeah, she told them to stop bringing that shit up,
and they did. They had her. That's what's making her money. Which he helped her. He helped her bring the idea to do the battle rap shit.
I think they still love each other.
No, they don't. That shit over with.
Okay, now shout out to the chat. We have Sweet Tart saying Remy Ma didn't start this mess. Clarissa did an interview with Keke Palmer. Keke asked Clarissa, when are you going to beat up Remy Ma? Both laughed and joked about it. Now Remy responds and everyone's mad.
So I just told myself, just win. Now when are you knocking Remy Ma out? Stop. Y'all know.
Nope. See that you missing the point where he's saying Remy didn't.
Clarissa kind of was egging it on.
No. What I'm saying, let's go back.
Yeah, let the women go back and forth.
Right, but she.
Can't without mentioning Pap.
Yeah, you can't. She's talking about.
I don't have to say nothing. Clarissa and Remy can go back.
But it
and
ain't got
forth.
nothing to do with Clarissa. Clarissa just so happened said something then because the interviewer was egging on the shit, and she just went along with it.
Remy don't want to see that happy.
Right. She's a miserable ass chick, and she out here saying all hella shit. Feel what I'm saying? Showing paperwork that he pawned and shit. If he did, he helped you wrote the song. Them hits you did. That's his money that you ain't never paid him.
I don't know what he wrote or what he did. He said he did.
Said
I don't
90%.
know.
He said 90%.
Everybody sounds scorned now. Like, cause why would you wait till now to say this?
That's his wife.
This is my thing is, how long you gonna let somebody that you trusted air you out, whether it's true or not? You're not gonna say nothing. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, write rhymes for my wife.
And this is what I go to all the time. First of all, you married a chick
in prison.
For
a violent crime.
How many times have you ever, in the history of, heard of a man marrying a chick in prison?
Never.
And holding her down?
Never.
Anybody want to answer?
I mean, I don't have no numbers on that.
Anybody want to answer?
I've never
can't
done
answer
it.
that because I can't answer that.
I've never heard it.
I've never heard of it.
I've never heard
of it.
So
But he did
I'm
though.
saying it might be 90% then, because we never heard of it.
We never heard of it, but he did it though.
So, you already kind of putting yourself in a red flag situation in the first place.
He did.
That's the hardest part, is trying to feel sorry for Papoose, because I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
there
so
were red flags shaking from all around.
Outside of that, go ahead. Let's finish what you're saying.
No, that was my point.
Outside of that, I mean, sure, you can say, yeah, he by dealing with her ass while she was in prison. All right, you can do that. But like I said you can do that. But the thing of what I'm saying is, he took a chance. It backfired on him. So we here now. Why is this shit is going on? Because she keep going on IG, she going on live talking shit about him. She's been doing this shit the whole entire time, and she the one that's been cheating from day one. How are you gonna be a cheater and
with
you
men
get
and women?
And how you gonna cheat? Exactly. He told you he was that she was locked up in the crib, in the house, while his daughter in the bed.
Yeah.
So come on, she's being disrespectful. That right there, that's an ass whooping right there.
Yeah.
See, this is where we lost the decorum at, where the check and balance system at. There's certain things you just don't do. And if you do, there are consequences for that shit.
My real question is, why doesn't Pap have a woman on call for situations like this? You always, as a man, need to have like maybe a lesbian homegirl on call that you can just sick on bitches. So
you got cousins. I know I got cousins. I got cousins right now. I call and
but all my
bust the
family
chick
in
down.
Charlotte,
so
they got degrees and children, so they don't want to.
Yeah, but he probably don't want to put nobody in the middle of that shit.
Yeah.
Feel what I'm saying? So again, he seems like, he's what these women say. He's a good man. I was just sitting here saying, just last year, 2 years ago, y'all giving this man props because of black love. She tried to stay with it because it was a money attached to that shit.
It made more money
together. But after a while, she wanted to break off from the nigga because she wanted to do her own thing. Instead of her saying, hey, look, Pat, I'm done with this shit. I want to with other people, blah, blah, blah. We need to end it.
I'm going to point one thing out, and I don't know what you want to take from it or not, but Remy went to G-Eazy, the block captain. Is that his name?
Yeah, Timu, the block captain.
Which is, I think, a step down.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
And Papoose went to Clarissa Shields.
And stepped up.
The best fighter, female fighter.
On the planet.
Possibly on the planet.
Ain't no possibly, she is.
I'm just saying. Take from that what you want.
He came
Pap
up.
Upgraded.
Pap upgraded.
Take from that what you want.
And then, like I said, it was.
You see what I'm getting at?
I mean, I get it, but when you got
want.
bitter ass women online, they ain't looking at that shit.
No, they're not.
They're
just siding with Remy.
They sided with Remy because of what the.
They've been to jail too.
Exactly, or they did some sorry ass. The fact that Remy looked at Pap as a cash cow.
What?
Yes, she did. Cause I just said when she went in, she ain't had no paper like that. This $1 million deal on the table
with K-Slay. I forgot who the label was.
Yeah, exactly. He lost that deal because he chased it by her ass.
I say, and I maintain this. I don't know at any point when Pap name was hotter than Remy's. I don't know when that is.
Okay.
Y'all keep telling me.
Early 2000. He was the hottest.
When the Alphabetical Slaughter and the Smack DVDs in that era, the DVD magazine era.
Alphabetical Slaughter is what put Papoose on the map.
Like Pap had
but that's why I'm always like, I haven't really heard anything from, because he was always attached to K-Slay. Million verses. He has 1 million verses.
1 million.
Yeah.
And one.
Right. He told you why. He told you why that shit went down. When he was stuck up
it to his wife.
When he was stuck up her motherfucking ass, he lost his way and lost his shit.
See, that's why I can't date women that rap.
But not even that.
They
like,
don't want my beats. Free.
Maybe I'm just lost because if you're, I understand the whole thing started in the beginning. You should have never married a woman in prison. Just that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get everything that you got coming because that was just a red flag in itself. Like they say, the big red flag that was as big as it comes.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you see her go sleep in the room with her former cellmate.
Yeah.
And didn't want to come back in the room and did it multiple times. You doing? I'm like, bitch, what you doing here? What we doing? In my house on top of that?
Mm-hmm.
Multiple times.
And it was somebody she was locked with.
Locked
so they were
up
re-sparking an old flame.
Right, exactly. She bringing the prison love home into the house.
I would expect a woman from prison to be the type of person that would sleep with somebody while their daughter was in the bed. That's why you got to have standards when you're out here in the dating world, fellas. You got to learn. You got to learn from Papoose. If she's been to jail, don't touch that tail.
I won't say if she's been to jail, but if she's getting ready to go do a stint.
America don't like locking up women, so I already know.
If she getting ready to go do, what did she do, 4 to 8?
She did, yeah. I
She
think
did
it was
5, 6 years.
Yeah.
If she get ready to go do a stint, I think you need to call it off.
Yeah,
we'll
I
get
can't
together
do
when
that.
you get out or but when you're getting ready to go do a stint, I'm me personally. As much as I support you, I'm definitely going to be out here in these streets.
Yeah. I'll put something on her books.
No, definitely. But I'm in these streets.
$2. That's enough to get some little
like
Debbie.
I said again, it hits different when It is different when this is your wife.
I don't know what to tell somebody, when they marry a woman in prison. I'm sure he had some homies that was like, "Don't do it."
Right.
Please don't do it. Like, that don't even make sense.
Yeah, but they were all like us on Travis Hunter. He was just not gonna listen. He was
not gonna listen. Gonna find out the hard way.
Yeah, and Travis Hunter's probably right now in Tennessee making the biggest mistake of his life. But hey,
congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations in advance, Travis Hunter. Hopefully you don't rate 90% of your girls' bars, Travis. Hope she don't rap. And she just like to appear in videos.
To just, I guess, to like kind of close it, I guess, hopefully they just stop it. Quit putting your business out.
No.
Out.
It's not going to stop because Remy gets way too much attention off it. Papoose wanted to keep this shit under lock. Remy knows
that if she put it out there, she's getting the buzz. She's getting the buzz being negative. Remember, he ain't.
She don't write her bars, so, she's going to need help keeping her name in the mainstream.
That's why who wrote Lean Back then? That's what
she wrote Lean Back.
So if she wrote Lean Back, you're not getting ready to sit here and tell me that this girl ain't write 90% of her stuff. Now maybe 50.
He said 90% since he met her. He said ever since he met Remy Ma, I believe 90% of the lyrics she spit was from his pen.
I believe it. Because again, since then, she hasn't dropped shit.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Shit, he hasn't dropped shit.
He don't need to.
He don't need to.
He
writes for other. He ghost write for other people.
What is Pap? Pap is a rapper.
He ghost writes for other people. He tells you that. He ghost writes for other people, and then whenever he decide he want to drop a song or whatever, he does.
Put some respect on this nigga name, Mr. Shields.
You ain't shit.
Saying
I caught that one. Like I said, Remy.
Okay.
G-Eazy the Block Hat.
Put some respect
Mr.
on this man's name.
Clarissa
See
Shields.
what I'm saying? You see what you're doing?
Holla at your boy.
See?
What am I doing?
You see what you're doing? Yeah, I heard you said Mr. Shields.
I shot the shot way earlier.
You know what I'm saying?
They're trying to degrade Pat.
Yeah, man, come on, don't do that, bro.
I'm not degrading Pat. I just say they're both showing their female tendencies.